This is Anthony with True Diamond Heart, continuing our video series on inner doors of divine realization. The divine is simply what now reveals when what is not now is fully let go of. Now, there are times when we're not able to do this because we're in extreme pain or we're really busy. We're sick, there's some tremendous trauma. Even if there's a tremendous trauma, with great practice and effort, we do learn to go through greater and greater, seemingly outer trials and tribulations with contact of the door, the now, the realization, the divinity that is always the essence of present time. In the inner door, if you close your eyes for a quick second, make sure you have time and space and safety to do this, please. And you focus on your heart, meaning the center of your chest. And you see the light there. There's an actual door there. See the door as it opens, a brilliant light just expands and explodes out of the open door. This open door is pouring forth the light of divine realization. As long as we are able to be without the tension that pulls us away from it. Right at this very moment, don't allow that tension. You can feel it. There's something pulling you, telling you, well, there's something you need to do, or there's something you need to think, or there's something you need to feel. All those things, as valid or invalid as they may be, they simply pull us away from this actual experience. At this very moment, assuming that we've made space and time and safety for this, at this very moment, there is literally nothing to do but be. And being is not doing. Doing will flow from being in the natural course of your life. But at this very moment, the simple experience of being, feel the life energy that fills every aspect of your body. This is what makes you alive rather than simply a pile of water, earth, air, fire in space. This is life. And at the center of your life, at your heart center, for now, it could be anywhere, but we're putting the heart center, is the open door that pours the light of love and healing into every aspect of your body. Now think about something that happened yesterday. It diminished or disappeared, right? Come back to the heart. Open the door. Open the door. Forget about what happened yesterday. Let it go. Let it just put it in the doorway and open the door and let the light of that present divinity just shine it away. We can get back to it later if you want. If it wants to be there and you want it to be there, we can explore that past thing, but not now. Now we're back into the present, into this open door of pouring light and the feeling of life in our bodies. Now, what is your plan for tomorrow or for next week? You have something that you really want to do or you want to accomplish. What is it? Now, if the thing that you want to accomplish has an aspect of divinity to it, you might not lose this moment. The same thing with the thing in the past. If what it was that you brought up in the past was something that was imbued with, saturated with divinity, you probably won't lose it. But think about something that you want, an object or an attainment that you want to get or you want to attain. Now again, if it's buying beautiful vegetables to nourish your family, this can keep you in the moment now. This is not, but generally speaking, a future thought will pull us out of this moment, pull us out of the divinity of this moment. That's very interesting. Just a revelation for me personally in this moment here is that if what's conjured, if what's brought from the past or the future is in line with divinity, it will not pull us out of the openness. The door will not close. The light will not be diminished in any way. In fact, it's actually increased and amplified. Because the thing that I thought about in the future is a divinely inspired project, something that is in keeping with this moment, that is in keeping with the divinity, that is the open door and the experience of life that is in this moment. And yet let me think of something that is not in keeping. There. Disappeared and diminished. Interesting. So in this experience, in this now, the divinity of now is actually increased. At least personally, I'm sure it's so for everybody. In the divine state, we all have the same experiences and we all have the same rules. Different laws in everyday consciousness. And yet, these laws apply equally to all of us, as do the laws of everyday consciousness apply to each and every one of us. Gravity means things fall to the earth. In the spiritual world, keeping with divinity increases our contact with and our channeling of and our joy, being in the joy of divinity. But anything that pulls us out of our divinity into the past, into something that is not in keeping with the divinity of this moment, which is 99% of our thinking about the past, if not all of it, and our thinking about the future and our feelings about the future. And yet, as we become more and more in line with divinity, do more and more of this work, we'll find more that our thoughts of the past will be saturated with and inspired by and influenced by the divine. And we'll also find that our aspirations and our thinking and feeling about the future will also be saturated with and informed by the divine. And so it keeps us in the moment of divinity now, because it doesn't pull us out into confusion, into thoughts and feelings and worries and traumas and triumphs and personalities. It keeps us in divinity. See how impersonal this is? As much as you can feel the energy in your body, as much as I personally, the ears that hear, as much as we personally enjoy this state, nonetheless, the state is fully impersonal. Your worst enemy is here, your best friend is here, people that are dead are here, people that will be here that aren't here now are here, everything is here. All beings, all time. The pounding of the hammer is here, and yet it doesn't disrupt it, simply as is the lawnmower in the background, which we didn't notice and now we're noticing. It's all part of what will always be coming and going in the infinite field of here, in the infinite field of now. Here is now, now is here. Events and happenings are not now, they simply pass through the now, in the unfolding, ever-present incredibleness, revelation of this mystery. Coming back to the ordinary consciousness, everyday consciousness, we make sure that we're embodied and that we're thinking the way we normally think, so that we can go about our things like driving and cutting things and using fire in the kitchen with safety. We make sure that we're grounded before we take on these kinds of tasks. Well, that was interesting. The present is the divine, and yet all time is divine, assuming it is in sympathetic resonance with and saturated with divinity. And so it is, and so we are. We'll see you next time for more on the inner doors of divine realization.